Now that I've got myself a coffee to keep me warm and I've seen to the chickens, I'll tell you about my idea. Now, I've been thinking about doing something a little bit different this year with the plot. I've decided to combine my two passions, which are gardening and vintage. Principally the methods used in the Second World War. The British government released the Dig for Victory campaign as a response to blockades on the ships that were bringing in supplies. And parks, railways, school playgrounds, bomb sites, gardens, even palace lawns got turned over to create these allotments to feed the hungry people. And everyone was encouraged to dig up the gardens and dig for victory, create their own food. And by the end of the war, there were 1.4 million allotment gardens across the country. This book that I'm going to be using as a guide, Dig for Victory, gardening all year round guide it is. It's a manual that collects the info from the famous war pamphlets and BBC broadcasts from C.H. Middleton at the time. Now, this provided allotment gardeners with invaluable advice on gardening, fruit, veg, to feed the families. And I think, looking through the book, that there's a lot in it that is very relatable and relevant for today's allotment gardeners. Plans for small scale and high yield growing year round would suit my plot down to the ground. So my plan for this year is to go dig for victory and follow as much of the book's advice as I can season to season. Just a little experiment really to see how much has actually changed in 80 years and if any of it's actually better than the things that we're doing now, or worse, or just, you know, I'm not about to start double digging or spraying crops with tobacco. That's not my thing. But I will try as many methods from the book as are ecologically sound. Sorry, I'm watching the ducks. They're entertaining me. They're putting on a little duck show for me. I'd really like it if you'd come along on this Dig for Victory journey with me. And let's see what we can grow. Following the book's advice. I mean, it's a fab book. It's got some lovely things in it. It's got old adverts from the time for gardeners, and it's literally, it's full of advice. It's, look, I mean, oh, how gorgeous is this? So already I'm behind because of the weather, because following Mr. Middleton's advice, I should have started in January, and I should have tidied the plots and got the beds ready, cleaned the glass. I did clean the glass on the outside, I've still not done the inside. So I'm a month behind basically because of the weather, but we're into the first week in January now. How to use bad weather. February is noted for its wetness. If it lives up to its reputation, work in the garden is at a standstill. Well, we know that one. Much can be done in the greenhouse, however. Frames and outdoor crops will need protection in severe weather. Parsnips can be lifted and stored in wet sand, thus clearing the soil for digging. Leeks can be moved and healed together in a frame or in a protected corner. Right, so Mr. Middleton's advice for February, we are to plant shallots, plant artichokes, fill up spring cabbage rows, sow sprouts, cucumbers, main crop onions, prune fruit trees, feed wall fruits, soapies, radish, spinach, parsnips and broad beans, forcey rhubarb and sea kale. Make and begin to use a hotbed. Now that's quite a surprise, because I thought hotbeds were a pretty new thing. I know Victorians had them in the greenhouses, but I did think that hotbeds were quite a recent thing. So that's interesting. So some cabbage, collie. Now that surprised me as well. Pot young tomatoes. Who's got tomatoes in February that are ready to pot? I've not got tomatoes ready to pot. I've not even started tomatoes. I wouldn't even dream of starting tomatoes until about another 2 weeks. Interesting. So that maybe could be one of the first experiments. Maybe I'll sow some tomatoes now. Okay. And basically it just advises you to use the bad weather. And here's the chap himself, Mr. C.H. Middleton. So, thank you, Mr. C.H. Middleton. I'm going to enjoy this experiment. And here is to my first cup of coffee in my newly painted vintage tea shed. And, sorry, I'm still watching the ducks. They're really putting on a fun show for me, bless them.
10 minutes later.
Well, it's still wet. It's not raining. That's a bonus. So we'll take the wins. Right, so I thought before we get down to business, I'll catch you up to speed. Since I've not been down, we've acquired a few more feathered friends to join the allotment gang. So, introduce you to... This is Lavender, who you've already met, and Porcelain, and Monty. Now, there's a story behind this. Lavender can't be with the big chickens because she was getting picked on and she thought she was a duck. So she came into this big shed, as I've said before, and all was going well. But I thought, you know, she is a chicken and she does need company. They like to be in company. So off I trotted on a wet day and decided to get Lavender a little friend. And we gets there, lovely lady, lovely place. Looked at what she got, decided, yeah, lovely, I'll take the little Porcelain, she's perfect. She's going to make a good companion for Lavender. I'm looking around and there's a cage, a big cage. And there's this little cockerel in there, Peking Bantam. And I said to the lady, oh, why is he in the cage? Is he for sale as well? And she said, oh no, unfortunately, he's due to go over the Rainbow Bridge. So obviously I'm horrified and I want to know why he's about to go over the Rainbow Bridge. She says, oh, because I only do showbirds and he's not stocky enough for a showbird. So the coal man's coming later this week to dispose of him. Obviously, me, animals, no, that just was not happening. So home I came with a little Porcelain friend and also a little cockerel. And he is the sweetest boy in the world. He's a cuddler, he's chatty, he follows you around. Oh, he's just amazing. So I'm really glad that I went that day, because by now that little chicken had been gone. And we love him. You're gorgeous, aren't you, Monty? So here we are. Monty, Porcelain and Lavender. And little Porcelain has taken to laying eggs since she's been here as well. But she likes to lay them down there. There's one actually there in the gap. Not the lovely nest box that I've left for them. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. down on the allotment during this wet weather. Hey Monty. Monty and his harem. While I'm here and it's sort of dry, I might have a go at clearing the patch where the old trailer was that we demolished and get that tidied up so that I can get my new polytunnel put up hopefully soon. So I'm going to crack on with that. A few of my favourite YouTubers, and they're all singing off the same page saying rain rain go away. So what's everybody doing at the minute? Tell me in comments, have you got any exciting projects that you formulated during this wet weather? Have you, like me, been and fetched some more feathered friends? Are all your rooms in your house full of seed starters? My bedroom is chock-a-block. Yeah. Same every February though. We all do it, don't we? So yeah, just it's been too long, and it's nice to finally be back again and chatting. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to get some good weather and we can all start growing and sowing. During the war,